Hey, aloha guys, Eric West here, HawaiiRealEstate.org. Welcome back to the channel with a beautiful sunset on tap here on the beautiful island of Maui. If you're new to the channel, man, I'm just all about teaching you everything that you need to know or should know about Hawaii and its real estate, but you just can't find in the listing. And what does that mean exactly? That means I love sharing everything I've learned in the last 10 years living here in the beautiful Hawaiian Islands, and maybe just on Maui, actually not the Hawaiian Islands, but I could have picked any island I wanted to live on actually, but I chose Maui specifically for a lot of reasons. I'd love to share those with you, and I've shared those over the years. Of course, why I think Maui is no ka'oi, yes, which of course it is. But I like also teaching you things about real estate, because obviously I'm a practicing real estate agent here on Maui. I'd like to think I'm done practicing. Hopefully I'm just doing a great job. At least that's my goal. Excellence is the goal. No, perfection is the goal. Excellence is tolerated. I was taught that by a realtor when I got licensed back in '06. That was her mantra. And I always like that, you know? Excellence, perfection is the goal, but excellence is tolerated. Anyway, where am I at today, guys? I'm at the beautiful Mahana. So I'll put a link in the description. Matter of fact, I've got more URLs for what people search for when they're looking for a property to buy on Maui, I think, than any other person or company. For example, for the Mahana right here, check it out. I have the URL called Mahana for sale, right? Because that's what people look for when they want to buy a unit at the Mahana. They look for Mahana for sale. So just type in mahanaforsale.com and you're going to find everything that's currently on the market at the Mahana. Now here's the really beautiful sunset, because everything that hits the market, bam, goes under contract right away. So if you're in the market, don't forget to call me. Hey, by the way, I want to just real quick, you know, I'm always about keeping things positive. Right? That's my whole sort of vibe. Positivity, right? Because positivity wins the day, always. Never go negative. But I will say, about once or twice a week, maybe less, one of my viewers talks to me, I run into them, they go, oh man, Eric, we learned about the Mahana, you know, from one of your videos, and we bought a unit. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Did you use a buyer's agent, or did you call the listing agent? Never call the listing agent, right? Because they get paid to get as much money for the seller as they can and negotiate for their best interest. So always call yourself a buyer's agent. Now, if you don't call me, I get it, right? No, I don't get it. You have to call me because I'm your guy on Maui. So if you watch these videos and you learn about a property and you want to buy one, definitely consider calling me and letting me be your real estate agent here on Maui. I'd love to do that service for you. Obviously, I'm very passionate. I know this island very well. And I know a lot of tricks right now to get units under contract because it's competitive. There's a couple things that you can do that guarantees, that I think almost guarantees, that you'll get the deal. So at any rate, enough of that, more about the sunset. And of course, this is your Maui Fix, all right? This is your Maui Fix. What I've been doing for the last year or so is I've been helping bring awareness to this beautiful island, not just to come here and visit and to hang out and buy real estate, talk story, drink pina coladas, and whatever is your fancy, but also to bring awareness to the Maui food line videos. People are donating, which is awesome. There's a huge need for food donations. Got some people over here. There's my favorite little tree to hang out. She's got it figured out right there. And also right now we're bringing awareness to homelessness on Maui. So if you haven't checked out my GoFundMe page yet, it's Maui Fix Homeless. Maui Fix Homeless. Obviously named after the Maui Fix, and we're going to try to fix homelessness. So just go to MauiFixHomeless.com and you can give if you can, $5, $10, $20, or you can be like Jeff Bezos and give millions. We're not going to argue with you. But I thought on this beautiful Monday, it is Monday, right? You know, when you live here for a while, you just kind of lose track of time. I thought it was time for a nice, beautiful Maui fix. So we can fix homelessness by donating money at MauiFixHomeless.com. And you can get your Maui fix just like all these wonderful human beings are doing right down here. Check it out, right in front of the Dukes. Dukes, not Dukes Waikiki, but Dukes in front of the Honua Kai. Pretty good group of people. The island in me is like 90% full is what it sort of feels like right now. Matter of fact, I went to go surf the other day at the 505 and couldn't get a parking spot. It's the first time that's ever happened. So that was weird. So I'd say we got some good numbers right now. This of course is the Mahana, so there is a beach in front of the Mahana. It kind of comes and goes with high tide and low tide. Right now it's sort of middle tide, but you can see this would be your little walking beach situation. I actually run here every morning practically. I run all the way to Black Rock and back a couple times, maybe. And you know, one of the things I'm making right now is a series of videos talking about every single condo on West Maui. I've made a lot before. I've made one on Mahana and the Lahaina shores and, you know, all kinds of them. But I'm making one right now on the Mahana. And one of the questions that people ask or what they want to know about is, hey, what's the beach really like in front of a certain property? Because that's super important. But not just is there beach or is there sand, but can you swim? You can't swim in front of the Mahana, not directly in front. Because see all these rocks right here? You would get smoked. So if you see reef like this right up against the beach, don't go in. Bad. Now this guy is down here, check it out. But he could end up in some pain if he's not careful, because there's a lot of reef right here in front of this particular area. As a matter of fact, as you walk down this beach all the way down, there's quite a bit of reef. So to me, you've got to go almost past Airport Beach to get to an area that's completely sand and not reefy. So it is pretty reefy right in front of the Mahana, Honua Kai, Westin. It's about until the time you get to Airport Beach where there's a little less sand. So that's good to know, but just having beach in front of your condo really is the ultimate, right? So that is the white unicorn, because a lot of them are just seawalls, right? If you go next door, you'll see down there is the Maui Kai. So you can't quite see it from here, but the Maui Kai does have a seawall, whereas the Mahana has the beautiful beach. So that's really important. So let's talk a little bit about the Mahana here, because that's what this video is about. You know, the Mahana is actually really cool because it was it was built. Of course it was built. It was I mean, someone told me one time that the word Mahana means twins. When I first got here, they said, Eric, because there's two towers that are totally exactly the same, Mahana means twins in Hawaiian. And of course I believed them. I was like, so I told that to people for years. Well, I finally did some research, and Mahana actually means warmth, heat, rest, repose, and vacation in Hawaiian. I'm like, oh, that's way better than twins. So I don't know where twins came from, but it also, you know, if anything means that, in my opinion, that's pretty cool, right? What's the name of your condo? Vacation. So repose, rest. And I like kind of warmth and heat too, because, you know, part of the reason we come to Hawaii is to escape the cold in the wintertime, right? Do you live somewhere where it's kind of sucks outside all the time weather-wise? That's why you need to be here, and especially that's why you need to own a condo here, because if it's a business like all these vacation rentals are, then there's lots of people that are going to come stay in your condo because they are also escaping the heat. And they're going to come to your condo at the Mahana because it's called the heat. Come to the heat. So obviously it's located here in the beautiful area called Ka'anapali. Now Ka'anapali, the heart of it right there, I'm going to show you, is the Black Rock Ka'anapali, right? If you see all the way down there, see if I can get my zoom to work. That is the Black Rock. That's the very first resort that was ever built on West Maui, literally. That Black Rock Sheraton Hotel, as a matter of fact, there's some old videos you can watch, marketing materials, like back in the 50s and 60s, where they were trying to draw people from the mainland and from Oahu to come stay on Maui. And this was literally, that was the only building there, was that resort right there. And that's sort of the dividing line between North and South Ka'anapali. So this is North Ka'anapali Beach, right? And then on the other side of the Black Rock there is South Ka'anapali, which is where you have the Whaler, the Ali'i, Whalers Village, and all that kind of good stuff. So the cool thing is here, there's this beautiful beach walk that you can get on, starting at Honopi'ilani Park, which is right here. And it goes all the way down to Black Rock, past Black Rock, all the way down to Wahikuli Beach, and then you can go from there all the way to Front Street, which is really cool. So there's a lot of beach walks that are right here. So if you own a condo or you stay at a condo right in this area, not only do you have beautiful access to the ocean with all this sandy beach, but you also have a beach walk, lots of amenities. We're right across from Times Market. We're right across from pretty close to Badass Coffee, just all kinds of amenities that are in this area. So I'm gonna get out of this way. These people are going for their evening beach walk, right? We don't want to mess with that ritual. Can't beat that, huh? So anyway, that's a little bit about the Mahana. So what do we got here? The prices are going up, so hurry up and buy now. Don't wait. It's like Bitcoin. Buy now, it will go up. And unlike Bitcoin, it's not just going to come down. It's going to keep going up, in my opinion, because they're not making any more oceanfront condos on Maui. Literally. So supply and demand, we don't have to have an economics class to figure that out, right? If they're not making any more of it, I don't think there'll be any more supply. And what do you think, man? Do you think people are going to want to keep coming to Maui over the course of the next few years, decades, months? Are the baby boomers getting older or younger? Are they retiring or are they entering the workforce? They're retiring, and they want to live here. That's what's going to happen, I believe. A lot of these vacation rental condos will actually be places where people live. Because with COVID, why would you want to live on the mainland, right? I mean, no offense, mainland, but it's better over here. And you know that. I'm not selling you something you don't know. I mean, this is truth. I'm just trying to point out the obvious so that you can, you can see the sunset, see the light. So there's no pets allowed here. So obviously, if you're gonna have pets, you're out of luck. There are, of course, elevators that serve all the floors. There's central air conditioning, which is awesome. Amenities has a beautiful pool, spa, barbecues, tennis courts, shuffleboard. And of course there's washer dryers in the unit, which is super important. It was built actually in 1975, but every unit has been remodeled to one degree or another, and you can see right now they're doing this huge spalling repair. You see all these little whatever they're called that are attached to the building. They're going up and they're doing all this spalling repair. So that's one of the reasons why you're probably not staying at the Mahana right now, because there's construction noise in this building. But the other building is completed. But that's one of the things about owning a condo, is there's always some kind of project going on to basically preserve your asset. And that's why there's HOA dues. Just like if you were to own a home, a project comes up, you have to pay for it. Well, in a condo, you pay your HOA fees, and part of that goes to a reserve capital fund for future projects. And so the place gets maintained over the years. So it's some people don't like HOA fees. I actually do, because it preserves your asset. And a lot of it is just the distribution of normal costs: landscaping, pools, electricity for common areas, management, front desk, toilet paper, just all the stuff you got to pay for in life. You're all kicking in together like one big happy condo family. So don't get mad at your HOA fees. It's preserving your asset. Matter of fact, one of my favorite stories is I had a seller that had to sell their property here in Hawaii. She had two of them, and she hadn't been here in like 20 years. Weird, right? She owned a home and a condo. The home in 20 years was completely tear it down. Bad news. The condo, granted, had still a telephone plugged in and a telephone book on the counter from 1984, but it was in good shape. The building was in good shape, maintained its value, non-remodeled value obviously, but the home kind of sold like a foreclosure. So one of those things that will definitely maintain its value better over time. Now I did, of course, bring my little buddy, because I always do that. And if you're going to hang on with me through this live, I want to make sure that we get the little ride in, right? So the sun's almost set right now, but I want to show you this beautiful little walk that you can go on if you ever come here. Now the beach walk videos I made last year were super popular, and a lot of people came up to me and said, "Eric, man, we did the beach walk today. The beach walk. And I really didn't even know it existed either, right? By the way, here's my buddy. I mean, I knew it existed, but I didn't realize how contiguous it was. So you can actually start your beach walk right here at this beach park called Honopi'ilani Park, which is the same thing as the lower road, right? It's lower Honopi'ilani Road, but we just call it the lower road because no one can really say Honopi'ilani without messing it up at least the first 35 times. But this is the Mahana. This is where they have some of their construction set up. But we're just going to go for a quick cruise down that beach walk so you can see what it looks like. Thumbs up, share, and subscribe if this has been semi-entertaining so far. And of course, we're always feeding the Google algorithm because Google takes care of us. And so seriously though, if you have enjoyed the video, I'd love a thumbs up, a share, and a subscribe. And maybe I just didn't have anything else to say at this exact moment, but you know me, I'm not usually at a loss for words. But anyway, here's the entrance to the Mahana. Let me show it to you real quick. And the one thing I love about the Mahana, by the way, is it's been nicely remodeled. The entrance is quite luxurious. Has a nice little pull around here. It's got the gold inlay marble sign or granite. And just has a nice vibe. And this guy's lighting up the torches. That's a beautiful tradition in Hawaii, isn't it? And there's your entrance. You can see the ocean right through the doors. I mean, and these beautiful trees. I mean, look at this, man. You have total beautiful shade. These giant, ginormous monkey pod, whatever the heck they are. I don't even know, but they are so cool. And this is one of the things that I think makes the Mahana very special is these grounds. Obviously up here on the left, you've got some of the tennis courts. And I'm one-wheeling at night in the dark, so hopefully everything's gonna go all right here. I haven't taken the Maui gyms off yet, but I plan on it. So here we go, got a little smoking section over there. All right, see, check out these little grounds. There's your tennis courts right there. But this is right next to the entrance to the food trucks. Have you seen those food trucks that they have now in Honokauai? By the way, this is on the very edge of Ka'anapali, and right after Ka'anapali comes Honokauai, and then there's these food trucks, and they're parked right next to this park, parked right next to the park, and this is the Honopi'ilani Park. So here's your public parking, right? So lots of free public parking. Over here we have Luana Garden Villas, which is of course the Hanuakai, the most awesome little beautiful new development down there. And then of course this is the Konia Tower for Honuakai, which is the newest tower built in '06. And then the one next to it of course is the Hokolani, which is down to the south. So we're right next to the Hanuakai, and the Mahana is over here. What's the big difference? Well, the big difference is the Mahana is like practically in the ocean, right? That's how close it is. It's like that close. Like you could never do that today, right? I mean, the government would be like, ha ha ha, setbacks, angles, all kinds of stuff. So anyway, very close to the ocean. Epic views. Whereas the Hanuakai, yeah, it's close, but you know, most of the units look out to the side. They have ocean views, but it's sort of that angled kind of thing. Whereas the Mahana and Maui Kai right next door are literally direct on ocean front. So the views you get from up there are just like completely obnoxious. Now you can get that at the Hanuakai, but you kind of have to be in one of these ocean front units right here. Matter of fact, I just sold one, just closed on it a few weeks ago. I can tell you the price now, but it was right at $5 million for a 3-bedroom facing the ocean. So you're going to pay a lot more money for that direct oceanfront action. Whereas the Mahana, you can get in on a 2-bedroom. 1-bedrooms are around $1 million. 2-bedrooms are, they were at about $1.5 million. Now they're a little bit more than that. But right in front of the Hanuakai here, we have the Dukes. Dukes, where my son Colton works. He's probably in there right now running food. No, is he home? I don't know, Colton, where are you? I never keep track of that kid. Or he's bussing tables, but he's been working there now for a few months and he's loving it. And so this is the beginning of this walk I was telling you about. Do you see this little beautiful Trex deck walk? Well, it goes all the way down past the Hanuakai, past the Westin, then it goes to Airport Beach Park. Hey, thanks guys. And then after some beautiful $20-30 million homes, you end up at MKV, which is Maui Ka'anapali Villas, MKV. And then after that, we have Maui Eldorado, which is not right on the water, but Maui Eldorado does have a beautiful cabana right by the ocean. Now, Maui Eldorado, as you may or may not know, is a leasehold property. So they do own 20 or 10% of the land, so it's kind of a hybrid leasehold, if you will. Oh, we have some beautiful evening music going, but it's not live quite at the moment, so that's elevator music. We'll come back, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But at any rate, and then you have the Sheraton. And then you can continue to go through the Sheraton if you want to continue this beautiful beach walk, because this is basically your beautiful beach walk of bliss. You can run, you can walk, you can just lay down on the grass and be like, man, I'm not doing nothing, honey. I'm just going to lay on the grass, look at the palm trees. Yes, aloha! We have some upper deck Hanuakai people that just spotted the one whale. Aloha to you guys, man. Thanks for the shout out, literally. But anyway, you can go for the lay down on the grass. I'm not walking anywhere. I don't want to exercise. Or you can take your snorkel gear and go out into the water. And this is one of the beautiful, most beautiful places to swim. You can swim this whole thing. Matter of fact, Wayne Dyer, my old buddy, he used to swim every night from the Black Rock all the way down to his condo at the Ali'i. So it's a great spot to swim. So you can do that as well. So this is basically, you know, your option. Exercise like crazy, do nothing, or just order a drink from the bar and charge it to the what movie was that where you charge it to the other guy's room? Great movie, huh? Wow. So anyway, here we are. We're in the Western territory already. So they did build this recently. This is the Nanea, I believe. I don't sell these because I don't do timeshares, obviously. But a lot of my clients have timeshares at the Westin. I think it's probably a pretty cool thing to do, a nice little stepping stone into the future possible fee simple arrangement of love. And then they have this open space park right here, and there's actually more beach parking right over here by this beach park as well. So you could just, you know, get right into the midst of the whole thing. But isn't this nice, guys? You can just cruise, go for that walk. Maybe you had dinner, maybe you had one too many Mai Tais, you're gonna walk it off. There's no handrails, so you know, but there is nice soft grass. And at any time, you can exit to the right and just head over to the beach. Let's do that real quick and I'll show you. Hey guys. So we'll go this way. And like how it's all nicely lit. Kind of romantic, isn't it? Got these little ropes right here. And then here you are right back at the Pacific Ocean of love. And then this is actually a really cool place as a tip, if you will. I gotta move my one wheel out of the way. So if you ever come down here, because I actually run by here in the morning quite a bit, and you can see right back here there's these little trees, and you can like hunker down in here, put up your little umbrella, put up your hammock, and you kind of have your own little private spot in the shade, and it's just a cool little place to hang out. And more coral, as you can see, more rocky kind of shoreline right here. So if you want to get really technical, right, which I like getting really technical for some reason, don't ask me why, but if you want to get really technical, a couple things. So if you're going to book a trip here, if you're going to buy a condo here, you can say, hey, is it a sandy beach? Is it a sandy beach? Can I swim right outside the condo I'm going to buy? Or is it rocky? Or if you're going to stay in a hotel, is the hot tub open? Is it hot? Because sometimes it's open, but they don't have it hot, and that's how they get you. They go, it's not safe, it's not COVID safe. So it's cold, it's a cold tub. But also if you're going to buy a condo, does it have a hot tub? Because that's a little bit of a white unicorn. They don't all have hot tubs. So just a couple things. What's the beach really like? Can you swim? And how far do you have to walk? Because sometimes I see people come out of some of these, you know, hotels and they go, man, we can't go out and swim. That's right. Maybe that was one of the reasons this was the last hotel built in the area. I don't know. You know, if you're going to pick a hotel to build, would you build it right in front of the rocky sandy beach, or would you build it right in front of the sandy beach? Well, this sunset is getting pretty exciting, isn't it? Nothing like those Maui sunsets. Well, hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. It's been fun. I've been working all day behind the computer, doing all kinds of cool stuff. So for me, this is actually my decompression, believe it or not. All right, yeah, surfing would definitely be better, but it wouldn't be as fun. It wouldn't be, whoa, hang on a second, look at this, huh? So somewhere, wherever you are in the world, you can look out your window right now and you can see that, right? And I can see that here from Maui. So thumbs up if you got a big, beautiful, almost 100% full moon hanging outside of your window. And to think we could all look at this simultaneously. Unless you were like in Germany, aloha mama. My mom's currently in Germany. They're on the complete opposite side of the clock, right? So right now it's 6 o'clock in the morning. So she can't see the moon, but beautiful Hawaiian moon. Beautiful Hawaiian evening getting ready to unfold here. All right, guys. Well, hey, I normally would read a few comments, but I'm so blind now, I can't see a thing. I do have the bifocal Maui gems. I just like the mahis, man. The other ones are black. So anyway, if you found the video enjoyable, if you just want to help your brother out, hit the like button, man. I gotta get my YouTube back in gear, you know. I can't figure out the stupid algorithm, but if you have enjoyed the video, I'd love a thumbs up, a share, subscribe, and of course, if you're ever in the market to buy or sell something here in Hawaii, you know, keep me in mind, you know. I would really appreciate it. I love to serve, I love to help. Real estate's my passion, and but even if you're not looking to buy or sell something, I'd love to connect next time you're on Maui. We'll do a shaka, we'll do a little sunset, little toes in the sand, a little drink in your hand, and and thanks for watching, guys. Here we got some cool pictures going on here. Isn't that sweet? That's awesome, man. One of the things I love about Hawaii is that you get to see people like, you know, on vacation, having a good time, taking pictures. Yesterday when Lisa and I were walking on the beach, we saw a guy proposing to his wife, you know, literally was like gotten on his one knee and like no one noticed it, but we were like, oh my gosh, look, he's proposing. It's like, wow. So you get to witness some of these special moments that people have in their life, you know, and I got engaged here on Maui. Granted, it was underwater, so no one else could really see it except my dive instructor, the the person that was helping us did eventually notice it. But at any rate, it's a cool place to be. I love being around people on vacation. They've got the sweetest, most amazing vibe. And as you guys know, you're the most aloha-infused audience on planet Earth. So thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it. I shall return. I don't know where, I don't know when, but I shall come back. Till next time, Eric West, out. Hey, aloha, Greg Tackett. For some reason, just thought of you, man. Aloha. Come back to Maui soon, you amazing person. Miss you guys.